Hello and welcome to another episode of the Future Hospitality Summit podcast. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by James White, the co-founder of March and White Design. How are you?
Hi Jay, I'm good. Yeah, great to be here.
Likewise. So look, firstly, I'll thank you for coming to FHS World because we actually met at the FHS in Saudi and we was very keen to do this podcast together. So they are a London-based design business. I believe you're on Bond Street. Is that right?
Yeah, we're just off St. Christopher's Place.
Yeah, I love it there. So I'm going to be back there in December. So anyone that is watching this podcast, please come back in December. It's fantastic there. So I just want to talk about sort of firstly your expansion into Dubai because that's recently just happened. So do you want to just share more about what you're sort of working on now in Dubai?
Yeah, so we set up the firm now 14 years ago, 2010. Expanded from London to the US, offices in New York and LA. And the natural progression for us now is to have the Dubai office. So we've just opened that in the Opus building in the last month. So we're now here, and I'm between London and Dubai.
Yep.
And it's a great opportunity to expand in this market, and we're bringing some of our experience from residential development and hospitality, particularly Europe and the US, building on that here. But we've been working in the Middle East and working in Saudi for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been committed to the region here, and I think this is a great opportunity to bring that hospitality focus that I think we can bring.
It's certainly a powerful driver to the expansion to the Middle East. I know you're working on some really great residential projects. So could you just share more about sort of what you're doing in that space to our audience?
Yeah, so we've been involved with lots of unseen private projects around the region, but also now we've been working over the last 10 years on residential developments with amazing amenities, hospitality influenced, and that's a natural progression from that into more branded residences and hospitality. We've just completed a big branded residence scheme in the US this year. So,
okay, interesting. So look, of course, I'm not an architect or designer, but I'm proud to work with a couple at FHS. So if I was to because I've been in the Middle East now for 6 months personally, I was originally from London. So if I was to sort of going around into Dubai, how would I be able to know it's designed by you? What makes you stand out, differentiate in this market?
We always treat each project anew and start to think, who's the demographic, who's the target guest, who's the target buyer, who are the people we're actually designing for. So you'll see all of our projects are very different. And I think getting to understand that as we start projects, particularly on the hospitality and the development side here in Dubai, really getting into who are the people that are going to be inhabiting the building, where are they from, what are their interests, what type of amenities are they going to like, and really locking into that in our design process, but then layering with things around the history, the location, and the architecture, because there's some incredible buildings being built at the moment here by some of the world's best architects. And we're privileged to have worked with a few of them over the years, which has been fantastic.
Yeah, no doubt, many more to come for you. So you said you've been around for 14 years since 2010, I believe. So
yeah, it sounds long days.
Well, that's that credibility. So be proud of that. So essentially, you started in London, and then I believe you had offices in New York and LA still, and then now you're in Dubai. So what? Of course, this is a Future Hospitality Summit. So what is next for MAWD in terms of the future? What are you sort of working on that we can talk about?
So we're always involved with private members clubs, and that's something that we love being involved with. There's lots of interesting different things happening in that area. I think here in Dubai also there's a real strong focus on refurbishment, which surprised me because there's great new buildings going up, as we said, but there's also a lot of great buildings or buildings that have been around for 15 years that need refreshing. And that's something I think from particularly the UK, from Europe, we're very used to. Refurbishing buildings is probably 50% of what we've done in our London portfolio, listed buildings, that kind of heritage thing. I think you see great hospitality brands here that need that, refresh, refurbishment over. So fantastic brands.
So just working on, you're working quite a few exciting projects now in the Middle East. So you just opened your office in Dubai. So I appreciate you're still quite new to the world. I'm still quite new as well. So I guess we'll be bouncing off each other in no doubts very soon. But could you just share to our audience what you're working on now into the future with the Dubai projects you have?
Yeah, so we're new here in Dubai, and we're still talking to a number of people, and we have several projects that are due to launch in the coming months. We can't quite talk about yet, but I think in the market here, there's a real importance in quality and delivering, something that's going to last for the long term. I think when we come back to the refurbishment projects that we're talking about and the potential around that, we come with a legacy of working on really high quality projects, and I really want to bring that to this market, that experience, and that's why when we set up here, we're also looking to have more of a focus on the implementation side, so and making sure that we've got a great team here that can also help oversee projects. And that's why I'm also committed to being here as well for a good part of the month.
Well, it's great. And of course, the unique thing with you is because you're two co-founders from London, and you bring that sort of tonality from the UK to here. So I find it quite refreshing myself, and I'm excited to follow your journey personally and keep growing that 14 years you have. So with FHS, I know you went to the one at Saudi. Do you want to just share a bit about your experience about the FHS and sort of what you like about the event for you as a design business, and why you keep coming to this event?
Yeah, but it's the first one in Saudi was a great. It was just me on my own. It was thank you for hospitality. It was great to be there. I think for us as a brand, we're that the ability to meet some of the leading hospitality brands has been a key thing for us, and it's such a nice place to do it. Everyone's very welcoming, and it's a great, easy to have conversations with people and introduce what we do. And that's why we came back for now we're opening the Dubai office, to be part of this here and meet more people and see people that we've met last time. Very useful.
I'll be waiting for my invitation for a cup of coffee very soon. But thank you, James, for coming. And, I'm going to keep following your journey. But just for our audience that are also on social media now, because I know it's quite a prominent thing for design businesses to be on social media and to promote your projects and your Giga projects. Where can we find you on social media? Where can people find you on there to follow your journey?
So we're on our website, www.mawd.co. And generally our social media is under MAWD, said MAWD, March and White Design.
Fantastic. I will also put that in the description, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please follow James on LinkedIn and on his socials. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.